Pam, just give us your take of the view of what happened there in the beginning of the fourth quarter when Kevin's got a hold of Zion and then everything kind of spun out from there.
I don't know. I seen Zion hit the ground, and next thing I know, guys are in the funk. It's one of those things where it happened. You try to protect your teammates. I feel like it was a more, what's the word I'm looking for? Over-exaggerated than what it really was. But I'm just glad, my teammates got out unscathed.
And then your response as a team. You guys were able to turn that energy into a positive space. And even though you lost Tyler there down the stretch, you were able to lead this team to victory.
Yeah, man. Just guys believing in me, coach believing in me, believing in myself to make plays down the stretch. And we did that as a team, collectively got stops, and we ran away with this one.
About 11 blocks tonight for you all, led by your three. And then Duncan, he came over there. As he said, the great weak side blocker that he is. He made that clear to me, being a part of that special night.
Yeah, man, it's just we're trying to get our identity, Like I said, I always say let our defense be our offense, and we did that tonight. Got stops and converted on the other end.
Anything specific for you in the way that things found you in the second half versus the first half on the offensive end?
Got in the flow early. Teammates started finding me in my spot. My fault, and teammates started finding me in my spots, and from there is in the fourth, coach just kept calling my number.
How much do you think you enjoyed this one tonight?
I think Cap really enjoyed this one just because, you have a situation like that and you respond by winning the game. I feel like that's what he's most proud of. I'll call him tonight, actually.
Thank you, bro. How important is it that while that intensity and the competition of it is something that's a part of this, but turns into a positive for your team and ends up being a victory as well?
No, yeah, hell yeah. You always want to win. Wins are hard to come by in this league, especially against a good squad like New Orleans. But it just goes to show we've been winning with and without guys all year long. This is no different. So I'm happy for my guys to be able to go out there and get a dub. First game back after the break, so we take that momentum and we run with it.
What have you liked most about the way you all have done it, particularly leading with your defense?
I think we just play the right way. Yes, we go on these stretches where we're not guarding, and then we figured out we know who we are, we know where we want to be in a couple of months. So we start playing the right way, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I think that's where it all starts for us, though. If we're guarding somebody, offense is easy. We just got to always lock in on the defensive side of the ball.
What was your view of why it escalated the way it did?
I don't know. I put my hand around his neck. He put his hand around my neck. And then it just, it took off the way it did.
People really so I think a lot of your fans really love that term, kind of like "don't poke the bear." Do you think, like, kind of with this tension and the way everything kind of goes down, do you think you'll carry a little bit of that tension into the next game?
Oh, the next time we play them?
Yeah.
Sure. We'll beat them the next time too. We're just a better team. I'm not going to say that they're not a good team, but I don't think this really matters. I think that when we get them on our home court, it's going to be a different game. I hope that they're healthy, and it's going to be the same outcome. I think our team is so ready for anything that anybody's throwing at us. We're so together. We're playing some incredible basketball. I don't think it matters who we go up against right now. It's that time of the year.
Obviously, you don't want to get ejected, but how much do you enjoy that back and forth?
I love it. I don't want to get ejected. Not because I'm not out there with my team, but I don't like the fine that I'm finna get. That's the one that really gets me. But I just feel like if I'm gonna do that, I should have just earned my fine a little bit more. I don't think I should have got thrown out the game, first of all. So New Orleans got lucky because I'm finna come after y'all in the fourth quarter.
Jimmy, even though you didn't get your full allotment of time, it felt and looked like you picked up right where you left off. Did it feel that way?
Oh, hell yeah. Even whenever I was out, I had Chris Brickley with me, and he's done numbers for me on the offensive side of the ball. So I'm just so lucky to have him. I had James Scott with me out in San Diego, Lucky to have him. Armando wasn't too far away. Lucky to have him. I have an incredible group around me to make sure that I'm prepared and ready to go now of all time. So without them, I wouldn't be able to be me.
Tyler, so many happenings in this game. Let's start off with you first and just kind of walk us through how you went down and what you were feeling and how you're feeling now.
Yeah, just I stopped like I do, every game. It's just unfortunate had my knee buckle a little bit, but I think structurally everything was good. No major, even minor damages. I think everything is good. Kind of just scared me more than anything. There's a little soreness, but I'll see how I respond in the morning and go from there.
As we noted, it was a very adventurous fourth quarter. Your view of how things broke out at the beginning of the fourth when things got a little sideways?
Which part?
That would be Kevin Love catching Zion Williamson, who then went to the floor, that everything went on from there.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. We're competitors. Some things may have been said. I'm not too sure. I was on the bench at the time, but you got to love it. That's what we play for. We're competitors, and sometimes things can happen. But at the end of the day, we got respect for them, and they got respect for us.
To hear you guys again doing what you all do, sometimes you don't have everything that you would want to have, but you're able to pull it out. It was a perfect time for Bam to kind of step into that space with you and Jimmy out.
Yeah, he stepped up. I mean, that's what he's been doing all season. That's why he's an all-star. That's why he's our guy. We continue to go to him in moments that we need him, and he continues to come out big.
Like I ask you this once every couple weeks, but how much did the zone change the game toward the end? They're turning to it in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of our strengths. I think Spo does a good job of just toggling back and forth, man, zone, full court press, just doing different things to keep them out of rhythm, and that's why we've been holding teams under their average.
This is the 7th straight game in a row where you've beaten the Pelicans. Have you guys seen anything that kind of gives way to your success with this team?
No, they're a really good team. We have a lot of respect for them, so when we see them, we bring our best game. They're a really good team with a lot of talent, so it's not easy wins that we're winning. Like I said, they bring the best out of us. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Well, this morning you're talking about how we win it in the mud. Sometimes the mud gets dirty, and you have to win it by any means necessary. You don't want to see that.
Yeah, you don't want to see that. I mean,
Response to it.
yeah. Once it was all done, the response was appropriate. More discipline, physicality, and force, but not going over the top. Nobody wants to see anything like that. It did not have the intensity of an all-star game. That's for sure. But that's what competitors want. That's what the fans want. That's what everybody wants, all right? And then sometimes it boils over, unfortunately. I know it was kind of I think a misunderstanding on the play. I honestly think Zion slipped on the play when K. Love grabbed him, and it looked a lot worse than what it was. And then, everybody kind of overreacted, to that point. Looked like, I think they interpreted that K. Love threw him down, which I think on K. Love's best day, I don't think he could throw him down. K. Love and Zion didn't have anything going on with him, K. Love, I think helped him up. And then it just was unfortunate from that point. And escalated, and we'll just see, what happens, from the league. But I think, everybody's intentions were right at first, but you get a bunch of competitive people out there, and it kind of boiled over. But after that point, I did appreciate the response. It could be, take your mind out of it, but it was a very disciplined second half defensively, where we almost gave up 60 points in the first half. That, and those last 4 minutes of the second quarter were really disappointing, because we set the tone for the game. But that happens. They're a very good team. But to hold a team like that, even without McCollum and Ingram, to 37 points in the second half, that's something. That's more to our identity, and we're able to win that. As you said, in the mud, and then had some real, tough, gritty possessions offensively. They stepped up their defense, and it took those offensive rebounds. It took some post-ups from Bam. Took some end of possession plays where Bam really kind of saved us. And there was a bunch of different guys stepping up, to be able to secure the win.
How much did Bam kind of just anchor that response offensively?
Yeah, he did, and that's what Bam and Jimmy and a lot of our guys can do is when it gets to that boiling point from a competitive standpoint, they can just zero in and not lose their minds and just focus on the task at hand. Bam made so many great defensive plays down the stretch, and it's a sign of good teams that even with Jimmy out, that other guys could step up and they wanted it. You could feel it that guys wanted to do it. For Jimmy and just the context of everything. Let's just figure out a way to finish this game and make sure it's a win. But for sure, Bam just kind of anchored a lot of things for us. It's not necessarily scoring, but we had somewhere where we could throw the ball. Like, we had a lot of our ball handlers out. We were running the ball, through him at the top of the floor, and then once it got down to the 3-minute mark and I took that time out, we started to post him just to kind of try to slow the game down a little bit.
Regardless of any of the tension, this was your 7th straight win at playing against the Pelicans. What do you think, if anything specific, has given you such success against this team?
I don't think anything translates from one year to the next. I really don't. We had one of those against another team where we've lost all those games. There's different players, different teams, different coaches a lot of times. I don't think anything. We were just fortunate that we were able to respond in that second half and respond after that, deal, and you still have to finish it off, somehow, some way. They're a good team, and they were missing, a lot of firepower with McCollum and Ingram. We're without Jimmy and Rozier, and you just have to figure it out. You have to find a way to make enough plays and secure the win, and we were able to do that.
Were you able to talk to Tyler at all after the game?
I was, but look, you can't determine anything right now. We'll see. At least he was able to walk off the court. We'll see, tomorrow. All right, thank you.